I have used a lot of Erin Condren planners over the years, which made it even more surprising when the other day I was looking through one of their planners and I realized that there are a lot of thoughtful features in there that, to be honest, most of us have probably never used. So today I wanted to show off 5 of my favorite things you didn't know you could do with an Erin Condren planner. Let's jump right in. Number 1 is photo covers. You guys, look how beautiful this one is. This is just a picture I took in Estes Park, Colorado. So looking at it automatically brings back the exact walk I was on, the memories that I've made there with my family. I love looking at this cover, and it takes like no time, you guys, to actually just pop a picture from your phone to your computer and download it onto Erin Condren. I don't know why I don't make these photo covers more. I also have a photo on the back, but I can't show you because it's my younger son who doesn't want to be shown. Let me show you a few others that I've made. This one is another Estes Park one I made. I like how I put the gear on there and it's like a collage. I love that one. This is one I made only of fall walks around my neighborhood. They're not from going anywhere special. And I put the beginning of the Robert Frost poem on there. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood. And sorry I could not travel both, but look down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Okay, I'm not going to recite the whole poem for you. I'm not even sure I got the beginning exactly right. That's a poem that Pierce and I memorized together years ago when we memorized several poems together, and I love that one. Anyway, those are just some of the photo covers. Here is one of their new photo covers that I put on one of my new 25-26 planners when I just recently did that Erin Condren, all the layouts and all the designs laid out so you can see every layout and every design theme and compare them all side by side. This is one of those planners that was in that video. If you haven't checked out that video and you're interested in it, we will pop that link down in the description for you. These are flowers that I took when I was in Utah last spring, packing Pierce up and getting him home from BYU. This one is the only flower that was on my neighborhood walk. And actually that one turned out to be my least favorite of all these on here. It just didn't show up very well. But I love these photo strips and just how this looks like pick a theme, put all florals or put all your kids. And then you have the year of your planner on there. So if you have never made a photo cover with Erin Condren, definitely do it. While we're on the subject of covers, I just want to remind you to change your covers. I have so many covers and I know I don't change mine enough, but it really does bring joy to put on a special cover or a seasonal cover. It makes your planner feel different. It can also bring you comfort at different seasons of life. So don't forget to change those covers out. And if you're thinking of picking up an Erin Condren product and you're not already supporting another creator, consider using my affiliate link when you purchase. It only takes a couple of seconds and it supports me more than you know. All right, guys. So number 2, you can make a weekly bullet journal planner out of the Erin Condren monthly planner. Now, sadly, I do not have a monthly planner right now. Their monthly planners have not launched for this year yet. They should be launching anytime now. In fact, by the time this video comes out, they may have launched, but I never got one last year. And so I don't have it to show you here. So I'm probably going to pick one up this year to have it in my stash. But their monthly planner basically just doesn't have the weeks in it. So you will have your monthly layout. And then you have, I believe it's about 8 lined pages following that. And once again, I really wish I had one here, but I couldn't even buy one for this video because they're not out yet and they're not selling last year's anymore. So you have to imagine this. But after the monthly layout, you would have about 8 lined pages in there for the month. And I have seen people do amazing things with those lined pages after the monthly. Of course, you can just use them for notes or journaling or working on goals. But I've seen people who form each one of those lined pages into a weekly layout. And so you could make it different every week by whatever you need that week. Try different layout. One week it could be horizontal. One week it could be vertical. One week maybe all you need is lists. And so it's a really versatile planner, the Erin Condren monthly planner. And I've already had lots of people asking me, when is it coming out? When is it coming out? They haven't released the launch date yet as of when I'm filming this video. And I don't have the launch date even in any secret email. So think about all the ways you can use the Erin Condren monthly planner. You could make it into a Bujo planner, even though the bullet journal weekly. You could use it for just your health and wellness and use all those pages for check-ins and journaling, and like all your tracking could be going on the monthly pages. I've seen lots of people use it for budgeting also because you just have your monthly spread and then all those lined pages. But along with that, then you also still get all the Erin Condren colors and design theme that you want to pick and covers and coils that we love. So you get all that same stuff in just a monthly planner with a lot of extra lined pages. I had a friend at church who wasn't even a real planner person or into planners, but she got a new church job and she was like, I really need a planner that just does this. That is just your months. And then it has like just notes pages to write in. And she's like, do you know a planner like that? I'm like, do I know a planner like that? I'm like, I have one for you. It's the Erin Condren monthly planner. And she's been using that, I don't know, for 6-8 months now and loving it. And so I think there are a lot of spots where we might need the monthly planner and we don't need weekly layouts. Number 3 is this dry erase board in your planner. In every planner, you have this dashboard in the front and you have lined dashboard in the back. You can utilize these for so many different things. Now, Erin Condren sells wet erase markers, and I have used 2 of them here. This one is one you shake. You know, you hear that little ball in there. I'm going to be honest. This one was hard to get flowing for me, and the other 2 colors I had of this one, I could not ever get flowing. So I would not recommend this one, but it writes like this. When you can get it to write, it writes really cool, and it feels really fun to write with, and it's a definite different feel from these normal ones. And see, it's a fine tip. These are just, they're more normal tip wet erase markers. And so wet erase, of course, means you can erase it with anything wet, but it's not going to wipe off if you touch it with anything dry. So I just wrote those and you can see I can go right over them. Okay, I was a little bit scared to do it that soon after, but look, it held up great. Okay, so you can get wet erase markers to write on here. Use this for even motivation. What if you just recorded all your wins for the year, like right here until it was filled up? And every time you open your planner, you could look at it. You could also, of course, erase it and redo it every month. Put the month up there, and then you can have like your monthly list, your main items, or maybe it's your goals or your habits that you're focusing on. When I used the dashboard in the teacher planner, I did use the teacher planner for 2 years when my son was a lot younger and we were homeschooling. I think it was in like 2nd and 3rd grade. And I actually used this dashboard for things I needed to refer to all year. And it was really helpful. I wrote mine in Sharpie though, because I knew I wanted it to stay on all year. And you can remove Sharpie from it with either nail polish remover, a rubbing alcohol, or this is the easiest way. I didn't have an Expo marker to do this with, but you just take like an Expo, like dry erase marker, and you color all over the Sharpie, and then it will just wipe right off with like a wet wipe. The Expo marker, activates something in it to remove it. So that's another way to remove it. And so if you want something on here permanently, you can definitely use Sharpies. Let me show you how the wet erase comes off. This is just a wet wipe, and you just give it a good scrub, and then you can start all over. Okay, I did have to give these a pretty good scrub to get them off, but they came off. This one, the one you had to shake, was easier to get off, but they come off, and look, it doesn't wipe off my Sharpie. So if you wanted anything permanently left on your page, you could write it in Sharpie and then write these around it. Also, sticky notes stick really well to these laminated dashboards. And so like putting reminders or quotes or anything you need in there, I mean, they stick so tough to this, like better than paper. And so they can like permanently be there all year. So don't forget to utilize your covers in some way, the fun dashboards. Number 4 is the Erin Condren Teacher Planner. The Teacher Planner is not just for teachers. It's not just for homeschoolers. This planner is so good, you guys, and can be used for a number of reasons by people who are not teachers. Let me show you an example of just a workup I did. Now, they also have teacher planners which are bound and soft bound if that's your thing. They also have teacher planners that are horizontal and not vertical. I love that they gave the vertical option just recently, a couple years ago. So if it's horizontal, you would be going like Monday all the way across here, Tuesday all the way across. And I do have teacher planner videos here on my channel. We'll hook one down there below and give you the link if you're interested in walking through it. One way you can utilize it, like if I was utilizing it, I would just put different categories of my life here. Like my appointments would be up here so I can easily look all the way across and see what appointments do I have in or out of the house that week, or errands I have to run. Anything out of the house would be up there. My channel work, the main things I needed to get done would be here. here. My home, tasks would be here. Kitchen tasks here, like with meal prep, my workout. And then maybe I would leave this one blank for a gratitude, but that could also be for your meals, like your dinner or your teenager's work schedule. So I love how you have these 6 different divisions, and I love how it is vertical. This also could make a great content planner for people because this could be like your Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or it could be the different companies that you're working for. You might have some different contracts going on at the time and different things you have to do for those companies on certain days. This could also be like a family command center planner, like sitting in the kitchen on the counter, because it could house like different kids' schedules. It could be Jimmy and Rosie and Ruby and Matthew. So you could have all your kids, like maybe not even their work schedule, but their soccer games, when are projects due. So you can easily look across and see each kid, and you would always know who's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so your mind would like memorize which line that they're each on. And then you can have a line for possibly like your dinner, so everybody can see that and check on it, or any family activities that like everyone would be going to. And so you could see in like one scope of a day, what's our dinner? Where is every kid going to be? Who has a history project due or a test? I think that is such a great way to utilize the teacher planner also. And then Saturday and Sunday in the vertical, you don't have the line divisions, but that would be so easy to draw across if you did want the line divisions on the weekend. But a lot of times people's weekends are different, and this really differentiates it in your mind. I kind of like that. And then you have room for top priorities. I would do like a top 3 here for the week. Meetings could just be any appointments or things like outside of the house that I would list here so that they stand out to me. And then you have a nice room for a to-do list here. If you don't have a lot going on Sundays, you could always use like the bottom half or more of a to-do list. And then in the teacher planner, these are some advantages to using it. You have massive monthly squares. So if you need to fit a lot in and want to see everything going on in your month at once, these are massive squares. You have room for a monthly to-do list. In front of your tab for the month, you have this awesome 2-page like dashboard spread for the month where you just get all of these lines to use for whatever you need, lists or journaling or gratitudes. And then you have to-do tick-offs here, more lines, like a header box. You could put a quote or a gratitude in there, or just the most important things to remember, or your top 3 for the month. And then dates to remember in that month. You have a whole section for that here. Of course, you could relabel that with a sticker and make it anything that you want it to be. I personally wouldn't mind that there are teacher quotes in here, but I guess that is something to think about. In the teacher planner, just some other extras that you get this really thick pocket protector back here. In this pocket page protector, you get all your different holidays in here. So if you'll notice, there are no holidays on your monthly layout, and that might be a plus because it's not cluttering up your monthly layout, and it's not things that you don't particularly need to know or celebrate, especially if you're using this for work. You can put on what you need, but you choose, and they tell you the date that they fall on. So you just take the sticker off. I've used these before and I actually love it, and put it on your monthly layout. Or if you would rather be marking the holiday on your weekly layout, you could do that too. So it makes it really customizable. You get the sheets of stickers back here and your pockets. And so I just feel like you get a lot in this huge teacher planner if you need a lot of room in your life. So it's not just for teachers, you guys. I would love for you to chime in down below if you've ever used the teacher planner, not for something for teaching or homeschooling, or if you just have an idea of how you would use it. I'd love for you to drop down in the comments below too, because we can all learn from that. So obviously, you see, I love the teacher planner. I could go on and on about it, and I kind of want to find a use in my life for it. All right, number 5, dashboards, you guys. The Erin Condren covers, we all know, pop on and off of the planners so well, but they also sell so many different dashboards you can pop in your planner. I know they don't sell all these designs anymore because these are ones that I've collected over the years, but it's just to give you an idea. I know that they always have many designs out and dashboards to use. So these also mark the spot in your planner and help you just be able to turn really quickly to where you want to be. And we already talked about all the markers that you can utilize to write on here, or you can use sticky notes. With this one that's made for the teacher planner, I actually think it could make a great meal planner because you can use sticky notes and put your meals on here and move them around as need be. And, if your meals change, the sticky sticks so well to here, you can move them around. You could have different meal ideas here on sticky notes. On the back is just extra list room or maybe main ingredients you always want to keep in the pantry. Those are just some ideas. This cool checklist one, I love the back of it. That's just dot grid and really beautiful gold lettering there. Once again, I'm sorry, I don't think they sell most of these. They have new ones now. Checklists and meals. This one I actually used for many years myself. This is still written on here in Sharpie. These were all my main cleaning tasks. And then I would check off if they got done that month. And if it was something that needed to be cleaned like more than once a month, I would just do 2 check marks in the box, like for the bathroom. And it was easy for me to see how I'm doing on each task. And like if I had dropped off somewhere, like, ooh, when was the last time our sheets were washed? And if it's something that I would just do like once a month, I would write the date in there and maybe not check it. Because, if you do it like on the 2nd of the month, then you would kind of want to know that so that you're not like waiting till the 31st of the month. So the date fits in these boxes. So this was a bill one, but I made it into my cleaning one. And then it's just always in my planner. So once again, some of the teacher ones you could turn into meal planners. Projects and exams ones, they just have all different ones. They also make these half sheet dashboards. And I know they're not really called half sheets, but I'm just showing you some examples over the years. This is also a great meal planning one where you could move sticky notes around. I would personally use sticky notes instead of writing it on there. And then you could just leave all your meals on sticky notes on like a dashboard or your front or back cover. And so you can always be pulling from it, all your meals on sticky notes, change them out by seasons if you eat different things in different seasons, and then just pull what you want that week from your favorite meals that are all on sticky notes on your dashboard. How simple is that? And so lots of these do have the days of the week on the back for that. These are just some examples over the years of different ones that they've had. So you can also look for these smaller snap-in dashboards. Now, let me share with you guys how you could use a cover as a dashboard. Design a cover however you wish. This dashboard, I can't remember all the ways that I used it, but I made it to be neutral and to be a dashboard in my planner to flip to and or in a notebook. So I would stick it like in a notebook as kind of a divider section in an Erin Condren notebook to be able to flip to. I know I used it in my channel work notebook before. I've used it in my homeschooling notebook before, and I've used other covers just to make it to flip to that section really easily. I know they have all the little snap-in bookmarks, which I love to flip to places. Sometimes you just want something bigger. You want something where you could put sticky notes and or you could also write all over this with information that you need. This could also mark, where you want to do meal planning in your planner and you don't want to stick them on the front or the back cover because you're using that for something else and you want to have this stuck at a certain point in your planner. So just think about that you can make a cover look however you want. And then this one I had as an extra pocket in my notebook, and I would stick different sticker sheets or notes or things I needed in there. This was an Erin Condren pocket. I'm not sure if they sell them anymore, but I know they sell pockets like this on Amazon if Erin Condren doesn't. And I haven't done this before, but I thought how fun, instead of like a plain neutral color dashboard like I did to go in the middle of my planner or notebook, what if you use seasonal covers for that just like brightened your day so much when you turned to them. As you flip to them, like look at this cover. This would totally brighten my day during the summer, right? And you can switch it out seasonally so that you can be using all those covers. This could be a dashboard to mark, any spot in your planner or your notebook, especially if you're using a notebook and you want some different dividing points. You want to make it a 3-subject notebook or a 4-subject notebook. You can use just covers that you love as your dividers in there. So I just pulled some covers that I thought I would love for summer to be dashboards and would just spark joy. And then once again, you have whatever's on the opposite side to be able to write on or put Post-its on. All right, guys, that wraps us up for 5 of my favorite things that you didn't know you could do with your Erin Condren Planner. So please chime in and share in the comments. Let me know if you have some other ideas about how you've used Erin Condren planners and some hidden gems that we don't know about. Share those down in the comments so that we can all learn. All right, you guys, let's do it. Let's take a deep breath together. I feel like this cover needs to come in for this. Doesn't that feel good? Take one more while I'm talking. Big, deep breath in through your nose, the deepest breath that you have taken all day, and then hold it and then release it through your mouth like you're blowing through a straw, and let your exhale be longer than your inhale. Just do a couple of those deep breaths, you guys, a few times a day, and it can really just calm us down, lower our blood pressure, and ground us a little bit. In case no one has told you this week, you are doing a fabulous job. Life is not easy. We are all just doing our best. Remember to smile at that checker at the grocery store, say hi and thank the bagger, and reach out and help anyone in need, because sometimes we all need help. And remember, take care of yourself so you can take care of others. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.